Apothecary class idea. Does anyone else want an apothecary class? I know the bulwarks basically fill that role, but they could have fun perks like AoE heal or administer stims to other players with a buff. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. I like the second idea. See, that's true though. An apothecary would play very similar to a bulwark. I think we've kind of broke down a bunch of different classes, but I wanted to revisit apothecary to see if we can potentially give it something more unique. Just an idea, because I personally don't like the Terminator class idea. Oh, okay, so this guy does not like the Terminator class idea. He has a couple photos here too I kind of wanted to look through. I do really enjoy this picture here, but yeah, that kind of looks like a bulwark without a shield, right? And what is that cup supposed to do? Oh, okay, here's a figure. This is kind of sick. I don't know what that fist weapon... Oh, is that supposed to be the stims that he can administer? I don't know, either way, he's definitely using a chainsword. Oh, okay. Dude, this looks so cool, man. And yeah, bulwark. Okay, so let's see what people are saying about an apothecary class. The more I talk about classes and what we've heard from the devs, I'm not too sure this is something they want to revisit, but I really hope they give us kind of a, you know, some sort of update on how they plan to approach a new class, if at all anymore. But hey, we'll see, we'll see. They are going to be putting out the Dark Angel pack soon, so, you know, if a lot of people buy it, I assume they're just going to keep putting out content. That's kind of how all these games work now. But yeah, okay, let's see what we can figure out. Apothecary has a variety of different combat stimulants that can give his teammates unique buffs like damage boost, speed boost, poison immunity, damage and vulnerability, and so on. He could also have an ability to remove mortal wound by performing a quick surgery, or even reduce reinforcement timer by collecting gene seed of fallen brothers. Okay, so the one thing that really stood out to me here was the ability to like give them a quick surgery to get rid of mortal wound. That would be huge. That literally sounds like a perk, and I do think that would be useful. I'm not too sure at poison immunity. When do we get poisoned in this game? Or is he just talking about like spores? Because yeah, that is a pain. Speed boost would be interesting. Speed boost in this game though, like, dude, could you imagine? I've seen some speed mods, and it just looks so game breaking. I'm not too sure a speed boost is going to be, you know, necessary. Damage and vulnerability, maybe. I like the damage boost, and I like the idea of getting rid of mortal wounds. But like again, I just don't want a new class to feel like an old class. There's a lot to choose from, and I'm excited to see what the developers would do with this unique class if he ever comes out, of course. Oh, okay. Yeah, again, I will say the ability to get rid of mortal wounds in an operation would be perfect. I feel like instead of adding new classes, they should add subclasses to already existing ones. Okay, so this is something I've heard in my comments before, and I think this is a great idea. Not to mention, this kind of implies we're getting 6 new classes, so. But yes, I can imagine a subclass would be a bit easier to implement for sure. Apothecary should be a subclass for tactical. Chaplain for bulwark. Okay, you know what? I'd switch those. I don't know why Chaplain gives me more of a tactical vibe and Apothecary gives me more of a bulwark vibe, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I read these too often and too many people kind of, you know, connect the dots between some of these classes. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about this. Librarian for heavy. And see, that's the thing. Most of the time when I hear about Chaplain, Librarian, Apothecary, they all give like some sort of AoE buff, and I always assume they're just gonna be, you know, a sort of bulwark. So it's really hard to kind of imagine how a Librarian could be a subclass for a heavy. Like, wouldn't a Terminator be the heavy subclass? You know what I mean? And then, yeah, for whatever reason, Chaplain and Tactical feel very connected. I don't know why. I don't know how such a system could be implemented if they will ever add new classes. Yeah, okay, somebody, one of the comments under here already say, how can Librarian be a subclass for heavy? But regardless, the subclass idea is a good idea. And it would be so cool if we got, dude, to be honest, even if we got one new class for this game, that is going to be huge. Just think of how much time you put into the game just building up one class, like your main class, you know what I mean? So when they add a new class, that could potentially add like hours of gameplay, which is nice, and it should be a free update, so we will see. We will see. I know I get comments nowadays of people like, you know, kind of questioning why I'm so optimistic about this game, but I truly am. Like, all you have to do is look at Darktide. Like, it's actually kind of insane how many games come out in terrible states. Space Marine 2 came out in a great state, and it already has the opportunity to continue adding content. And yeah, exactly what we see from nowadays is when games are just, you know, when games continually get updated, they become amazing, amazing games. Darktide, yes, is the best example of this. It came out in a pretty slow state, and then now everyone's telling me to play it. Like, my friends are telling me to play it. I am going to consider getting it for PS5, but I'm not going to rush to it or anything. I really just want to focus on Space Marines 2 at the moment. I still have some classes I want to max out for Horde mode, and yeah, that's practically it. That's kind of how I'm approaching this for the future. So yes, I am optimistic about the game because games are continuously being updated. They are always going to be adding new stuff. And hey, if you're tired of the game, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong for stepping away from the game for a bit and then coming back, and there probably should be a bunch of new stuff for you when you come back to the game. So, you know, if you need to take a break, take a break. And apparently Darktide is good, so maybe play those two games and you'll feel refreshed between that. One thing with the Bulwark heal is that while powerful, it needs the player to at least reach max level for full heal and still needs setup. Okay, that's a fair point. So the Bulwark isn't instantly healing out the gate. I don't know. I just see, you know, I see the armor go up. I just assume that's some sort of heal. You know what I mean? You're healing the armor. An Apothecary would fill the healer role more easily in early levels. You know, I really like the way they're approaching this. I think they're onto something. This is definitely how an Apothecary should feel. Okay, yeah, that's always love reading the comments, dude. People have really good ideas. A quick and more simple heal with less setup combined with the ability to use ranged weapons like a tactical. Dude, I always enjoyed Titus. In the campaign, Titus's Q is actually insanely good. And I feel like since they already have it implemented into the game, they can definitely pull something out with an Apothecary. I would offer a new variety of options to the game. Yeah, yep. An Apothecary would definitely add a lot of ways to approach this game with a support build that could feel a bit more rewarding. Where, yes, a Bulwark heal is very, very good. It is rewarding as well because of the contested health full heal perk. But yeah, like for example, the Apothecary would be able to pretty much heal players outside of contested health. So that, yeah, there's some useful there. That's definitely useful. I would just try to stick away from the AoE stuff and kind of make it a little bit more, you know, single player focused until you get to the later levels, but your healing should still be very, very strong. I really want an Apothecary too. I honestly think the Biologus could be the best way to go about a balanced class. This is a new class I've never heard about. How many classes are actually in the tabletop? Because if I was to guess, I would say around like 18 or something. Because you know, the classes we have in the game and then the classes people suggest. They're going to be somewhat OP and needed on higher difficulties to heal the other squad members, so making them slow and cumbersome and pistols only is a good way to balance it out, in my opinion. What is the Biologus supposed to do? I thought this guy would have mentioned it in this comment, but hey, whatever. He shouted out a new class. Definitely let me know in the comments what this class is supposed to be. But yeah, apparently he has a pistol. Maybe he poisons people or something. Not sure how others feel with this, but I have thought over the Apothecary for ages. Well, we're here for it. Die-hard healer main at heart. Yeah, I like playing support characters for sure. And how they also have the job of Gen Seed collection, so my idea is as follows. Okay, I'm excited to read this. For something kind of fitting to them, that could be fun. Have them give some kind of slight buff to the team when they have Gen Seed. Maybe like stim heals or something small like that. I really like this idea. That is very unique. Now for weapons, you of course need Narthecium. Who doesn't want to drill through enemies? And it could be used also similar to how Space Hulk has it in the Narthecium. I think I'm saying that right. Or maybe it's Narthecium. I'm pretty sure it's Narthecium. Is able to heal a specific teammate with a cooldown, of course, to not make them overpowered. Yeah, okay, see, I like the idea of keeping it at least early, you know, early levels, keeping it specific onto one player for heals, because heals are going to be very strong. Let's be real. A dedicated healer class in this game would be very, very strong. And I can imagine people kicking people until someone picks a healing class like that. You know what I mean? But I gotta say, that gameplay would be solid. Definitely worth it. I feel like it would feel the niche of how Bulwark has the full healing power, but sometimes only one teammate is on death's door, while the other is still just vibing at full health. You may question, what about an ultimate ability? This is where my last idea comes in. Have them able to revive a teammate that has been otherwise put on a respawn timer. Okay. I like their cooking. You know, they are definitely cooking something sweet here. However, I do think the Gen Seed buff, and then also this, you know, being able to revive a teammate on a timer, it's just a tad bit situational. So the reviving a teammate on a timer thing does sound interesting, but it needs to be a perk and maybe, you know, obviously some sort of cooldown. But I do like the idea of it. I just don't like the idea of it being the ultimate ability. Like, I think this would be a great perk for, you know, like a great, that would be a great perk for the ultimate ability rather than the main thing. Sure, it may be overpowered, but it can be balanced by not putting them back to full. I mean, yeah, that's fine. As in, you get a free down before you go on respawn timer, meaning if they mess up and get killed, they are back on the timer again, and the Apothecary has no ability to bring them back for a while. Dude, wait, hold on. There's some synergy here. Like, okay, so let's say they go down, they get the mortal wound, and you can heal the mortal wound from what somebody else mentioned. I like the idea of also being able to bring them back from respawn, but just leave them with the mortal wound and low health. So then you also have to use another ability to fill up that mortal wound to, you know, heal up. But I don't know, dude, this is I'm really starting to enjoy class theory, I guess. Because the Apothecary sounds super fun to play, and I'm just trying to imagine it. Now for pistols, it could be standard bolt pistol or the Absolver. I would honestly love if they made it so that the person who is on death's door is on a timer. Their body gets shown to the Apothecary, thanks to their unique helmet, and thus the Apothecary knows who to help. I swear I'm not just Order Hospital Sister pretending to be a Space Marine. You saw nothing here, Inquisition. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that last part was, but I do really, really like the idea of this Apothecary breakdown. Yeah, there's definitely some cool stuff here.